If you're from Reno and you've never heard of a place called Black Springs, you're not alone. This little enclave, located in the North Valleys area, is home to historical struggles that are indicative of America's 20th century civil rights era. The Townsell family of Black Springs is living proof of what the Nevadan sense of perseverance can accomplish.
I think what makes this community unique is the determination.
What my parents and grandparents and the other families here, they showed that if they wanted something done, they would collectively come together, work together, and they would do whatever it took. And sometimes it's just not taking no for an answer.
Out here, you couldn't take no for an answer. You know, it's like, where would we be?
I mean, some people have political clout, some people have financial resources. Well, here we didn't really have that. What we just had was what was right.
My grandmother was one of the main crusaders out here, her and my grandfather fought and fought for everything this community has. In the end, they raised over $2 million for the upgrading of this community to make it look like what it looks like today. They lived in Stockton, California. They were on their way to Seattle, Washington. My grandfather was going to get a job as a longshoreman. And on their way, they stopped in Reno. And my grandfather found a job in construction and found that there was quite a bit of work here, so they never left. If you wanted to buy property, they sent you out here, which was north of Reno. And it was a little community, and the amenities were no running water, no sewage. I don't believe we even had electricity back then. It goes way back to the 1800s. The Indians settled here back in the day. When they left, there was up on Peavine, there was mining up there. And so these shacks that were down here were the mining shacks where the miners would come and sleep till time to go back to work. And they just never tore them down. These little houses right here are the old shacks that people bought back in the day when they moved out here. And this is one of the original ones. This room that we're in right here, these little 4 walls, was the entire house. The residents out here would go downtown on Sierra Street to a place called Foster's. He had a gas station there. And he allowed all the residents in Black Springs to get as much water as they needed every day for free. People would take barrels, buckets, anything that would hold water, and they would fill up every day, and that would get us through the night and the next morning with taking baths, having water for food, having water to drink.
It was hard because, as she said, we didn't have running water, electricity, or nothing out here.
And it may sound kind of primitive now when you think about it, kind of like a little house on the prairie days, because we had the little round silver tub and we all bathed in that water. Our parents fought for years to get better water, and one of the things that they were telling the politicians back then was, you know, you come out here and drink this water that we're having to give to our kids every day. And I think the final grant that they got was in like 1991, and it was for $350,000, and that's when the water became perfect. Back in the early 70s, us kids out here, we were teenagers then, and we started a group called POWER, People Organized to Work for Equal Recognition. And we met every week, and one of our main projects back then was to get a community center out here. So we applied for a building through the State Department, and we got a little house, and we paid $700 for it. While other kids during the summertime were out playing and going to the beaches up in Tahoe and doing all kinds of things, we were out here trying to raise money to get us a community center, and we succeeded. And this community is very, very personal, very it's part of me, it's my heart, it's my home. You know, I think that's in my parents' will. We can never sell this house. My dad built this house. I remember hearing him hammering late at night, out digging ditches, digging foundations late at night. He'd come home from work and he would work till the sun went down.
My wife and I, who's also was born and raised here in Nevada, we just said, you know what, our family's in Nevada, Growing up in Nevada was just a great experience, and we wanted our kids to experience that. There's no way that living in New York or LA was going to be a better place for our family to grow up and show our kids the importance of family, the importance of giving, the importance of learning how to be themselves than being here in Nevada. So that's what I learned growing up here in Black Springs, is that I got the opportunity to be me. And you know, that's what Northern Nevada is all about, having a fantastic way of life.
For you see, there are many others like me searching for the same things: a better way of life, a better place to live. For more information on the Black Springs community and Black history in Northern Nevada, please visit www.ourstoryinc.com.